Welcome to the first Digital Buzz of the 2018-19 academic year, coming to you live from the Cedarville University newsroom. I'm Mark Weinstein, Executive Director of Public Relations, and it is my privilege to share with you two stories that highlight Cedarville students and faculty, all within 5 minutes. Today's first story is about an incoming freshman who was nearly shot to death at his high school 18 months ago, but now is a student at Cedarville University. Take a look at this story about Logan Cole.
In the moment, I was just it's kind of dark to say this, but I was worried about surviving.
From tragedy to triumph, he survived a nightmare in high school, but now he's moving in for his first year of college. Logan Cole is about to start classes at Cedarville University. He tells us how he nearly losing his life got him ready for this next step in life. Ben Garbrick has that story tonight. Logan Cole is all smiles as he's getting ready for his first year of college.
Welcome to Cedarville!
He's carrying more than just what he'll need for his dorm room. He's carrying the weight of a school tragedy.
I kind of think of like if I've changed since January 20th, and I really don't think I have, but I feel like I have matured a little bit. Like it's kind of forced me to mature.
Hi, we're at Liberty-Salem High School near the shooter.
January 20th, 2017. Logan was shot by one of his classmates at West Liberty High School.
When we were in that bathroom, I was talking to the shooter, and I told him, you don't have to kill anybody, including yourself, and you haven't killed anybody yet, and stop. And then that's when the principal and assistant principal came in, and he gave up the gun.
His family knows this day almost didn't happen.
There was truly a time where we didn't know what Logan's future held. And, you know, even as he was healing, there were times we were concerned about what his future held. And just to see him come this far and doing this well, I mean, it's really nothing short of a miracle.
Most students on campus probably don't know his story.
He's really got a really neat character to him, and I think it's going to be fun to see people get to see that instead of just kind of the kid who was shot, you know. So I think he'll get to be his true self here more.
Logan still has hundreds of bullet fragments in his body. Doctors worry it's too risky to remove them all. His lead levels are 7 times the normal limit because of it. But those levels are dropping, and he hopes starting college will give him a fresh start.
It's extremely exciting. I mean, at first I was a little nervous, but what college student isn't a little bit nervous going in first day. But you know, I'm sure it'll all work out, and I'm looking forward to seeing what I can do at Cedarville.
I'm Ben Garbrick, Fox 28 News.
The final story features Dr. Mark Sweeney, Dean of the School of Pharmacy, talking with Fox 45 about the potential of overcharging of prescription drugs by Medicaid. This story centers in Ohio, but it's a national concern. Check it out.
A new report from the state auditor's office shows the Ohio Department of Medicaid may have been overpaying for prescriptions by millions of dollars. Fox 45's Alan Henry is breaking down how much extra it's costing and what the auditor says needs to be done to fix the system. Alan.
Yeah, this is a 30-page report that was released just this morning. Inside of it, details about companies like CVS potentially made more than $200 million off of Medicaid drugs, and that's just in the last year. The Ohio Department of Medicaid hires companies called Pharmacy Benefit Managers, or PBMs, to manage and fill prescriptions across the state.
They function very much like a Visa MasterCard, where they essentially made sure funds were transferred, and they charged a fee to transfer those funds.
That process has been going on for decades, but as the price of prescriptions has gone up, so have the fees, largely with no oversight.
If they sign a contract to allow for this, then essentially, technically, would not be illegal.
The state auditor looked at last year's data and found PBMs like CVS collected fees of 31% on generic drugs, adding up to more than $200 million.
Could we get a better deal that might mean tens of millions of dollars or even $100 million over time? That's the question we can't answer, but this report seems to suggest that there might be room for that.
Because of confidentiality agreements, Yost says there's no way to know how much of those fees are profit. But the Department of Medicaid announced earlier this week that it was terminating contracts with PBMs after seeing a draft report. They plan to move toward a pass-through model, requiring PBMs to charge the state the same amount it pays to pharmacists. But the auditor isn't sure if that will make things better.
I'm concerned that the pass-through model could actually end up costing us more money, not being better, but being worse. I think we need to find out how deep the water is.
Now, CVS manages most of Ohio's Medicaid plans. In a statement, a spokesman from the company said it is, quote, working with our clients to update our contracts moving forward. In Miamisburg, Alan Henry, Fox 45 News.
That concludes today's Digital Buzz. As always, thank you for watching and for sharing these stories with your family and friends. I also want to thank Sean Riffner and our communication students for producing this report. Be sure to watch the next Digital Buzz when I share more news from Cedarville University. Until next time, thanks and God bless.